Hey y'all, it's me Jasmine and you're watching Simply Clever. And as you already see by the title and the background, I'm reviewing Her Loss by 21 Savage and Drake, which is their newest collab album. And I have some things to say. So into the background and the concept of this album, I don't know, I really didn't know much about it. It kind of just came, I heard about it maybe 2 weeks ago, because it was supposed to come out a week before it actually came out. And if y'all have listened to Honestly Nevermind, which was Drake's previous release, they had that last song in there that was completely different from the rest of the songs. The other songs were dance tracks, and they had Jimmy Cooks, and that was supposed to be they excited, we're gonna give them an album type of thing. And then if y'all seen this really messy rollout, really gimmicky rollout for this album, and it's like a gimmicky rollout making fun of gimmicks, but that's a whole nother discussion. I was thinking about doing an analysis on all the controversies going on with this album, but we'll see. During the Jimmy Cooks video, when it finally came out in October last month, the Her Loss album was teased with, I believe, just the name, and then we later got this cover. On to the track list and the features, but it's really one feature on the album outside of 21 Savage, the collaboration of 21 Savage and Drake. I don't know. I'm half and half about this album and the track list, but I'm gonna do a track by track, play by play. So here we go. First track was Rich Flex, and basically they just trade bars about their lifestyle, women, musical ties. This was a bop at first. When I first heard this, I was like, I don't know, but it actually sounded pretty good. Production is good. It's a pretty high energy song, so it's a good starter to the album. Then the second track of the album is Major Distribution. This is my favorite song on the album. And Major Distribution, Major Distribution, it started off real. Major Distribution labels called me, got 26 million just for Aubrey. Oh, also I love Yachty's ad libs throughout the album. He did such a good job. I think the main topic of the song, oh my god, the main topic of the song is kind of like the attitudes of record labels, but how he's such in demand and how he's such a big artist. As we all know, Drake is a pretty much universal artist at this point in his career. Just like Rich Flex, is kind of he talking his shit as per usual. This one is really good though. I really enjoyed this one. The production, the intro, and then I think it's a couple beat switches in a lot of these songs. But yeah, the third track on the album is On BS. Same thing, but they go back and forth, 21 Savage and Drake again, about women, jury, expensive living. This lyric was laughable though. Drake has some corny ass lyrics in this album. I'm a gentleman, I'm generous, I blow a $500,000 on you hoes, I'm a feminist. I actually think the rollout of this album is more interesting than the actual content of this album, because it really don't make sense. We have Back Outside Boys. This was a certified skip. And we have Privileged Rappers. I hate when Drake makes songs like this. It reminded me a lot of the Poppy's Home song from CLB. And I get it. He's big in his career. Obviously, a lot of guys now that are younger and rapping are influenced by him, and I ain't gonna take that away from him, but it's when he does these songs, I don't know, they're not giving what it's supposed to have gave. And I did like 21 on the song though. He actually complimented the song well. Then we have track 6, Spin About You. One of my favorites on the album. This song sounds so good. Great sample. I like Love Boy Drake. As far as his slower music, I'm not surprised that this was my favorite. Then we have Hours in Silence, which was also a favorite of mine. It's nice, and I think it got a little speaking part at the end, and it has a beat switch. It reminded me of something that would probably be on Scorpion. Treacherous Twins. And I like what Drake did with his voice on the song. I really can't explain it or imitate it, but go listen to the song for yourselves and y'all see what the hell. Circo Loco, the most controversial song on the album. This is a song where he comes at Megan Thee Stallion, which I feel was completely unwarranted. You get to being real disrespectful in your songs, let it be good. And this song was not that. It wasn't all that. I don't know. Production of the track, I didn't like it, so immediately, and then it samples one more time, and then Drake tries to do this thing at the end where he mimics One More Time. One More Time, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, One More Time is a Daft Punk song. It's actually like one of their super popular songs, so you might know it. This song samples that, but Drake, I don't know, like I was trying to figure out what the music sound like, and this is what I wrote down in my notes. I said the production in this song sounds like a generic like the generic music that they use for like Netflix movies. Pussy and Millions, this is the 10th track on the album featuring Travis Scott. By the title you be like, oh, this this will be something. I'm gonna click on this or whatever. Part of the song to me though was I liked how the beat built, and it got super theatric when Travis Scott got on it. Broke Boys. Now when I first heard this I was like, oh hell no, but after a couple listens of the album I was like, it is not bad. It's not terrible. And it's kind of reminded me of a song that like NBA would use for promotion of Middle of the Ocean. Now this is when the album took a positive turn in the right direction. To me, I wrote down, this is the turning point of the album. The turning point of the album. And I wouldn't lie like that. And this reminded me about Drake at his very best. What he does best, which is, to me, just flowing. And then it's like he has his bars and stuff, but when he tries to be like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say aggressive, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like when he gets snarky on tracks and sassy, and it kind of just makes it corny. But he's not doing that on this song, which I feel like this album had enough of Drake being corny and sassy and just like some of the bars did not land to me. This is also the song where he comes at Serena Williams, and I was going crazy listening to this song because I was like, this reminds me of something, what does it remind me of? So much so that I went to Spotify and I was thinking that it reminded me of this Fat Joe album that I really like, that's from like 90s NY hip-hop / rap. So then it wasn't the Fat Joe album. I was like, okay, it doesn't sound like this. Then I went to Foxy Brown because I was like, maybe it's this, and then it wasn't that. And I'm like, I'm gonna figure out why this album sounds familiar. I end up doing some research and I figured out why this song sounds so familiar. It samples two great songs, the OJ's Cry Together, Dipset's. And I was like, this reminds me of New York rap, but like who? Because there's 1,000,001 rappers from New York, both known and unknown, legendary, not legendary. But we talking about some legends right here. We're talking about Dipset. And I was like, I know it. Like, I just couldn't figure out what song. But it's effortless. And I think Drake is at his best when he's effortless. He just kind of does his thing. But when he tries to hop on trends, and I don't mind artists being experimental. Like, the Honestly Nevermind, that was a good experiment. I think that came out well. I feel like, some stuff is just unnecessary. So we have Jumbotron shit popping. Nothing to say. We have more EMs. A skip, and it's not necessarily because of 21 or Drake. I just didn't really care for the sound of this album, and the song just didn't catch me while listening. I actually found that after Middle of the Ocean, this album just kind of lags for me. I got very distracted in the last 3 songs every time I listen to this album. And you have track 15, 3 a.m. in Glenwood. This is a song just with 21 Savage. And 3 a.m. in Glenwood, I wouldn't say it was a favorite of mine, but it was a pretty decent song. Then the last track of the album is I Guess It's Fuck Me. Now you would think by the title, like I said for Pussy and Millions, that this song was going to be popping. I say no, it's not. And it's kind of just a track where Drake questions a woman, like, what did he do wrong? Where did he go wrong? Drake has 1,000,001 songs like that, but it always sounds fresh and new when he does it. I like the vocals on this song, like the way they did his voice. On to the strengths and weaknesses album. Strengths, this album is pretty fun. It's entertaining. And love the ad-libs. And I guess it's just a fun album. So there's really not much I can say. It's not supposed to be super lyrical. And I thoroughly do think, this is a nice collab album. And I think it adds something to both 21 Savage and Drake's discographies. Weaknesses. Now, while I did enjoy this album, I had overwhelming thoughts. I wouldn't say this album is uninspired. But sometimes, like in some songs and stuff, I just felt like Drake was being very just simple with some of the the bars, and I mean, I guess he doesn't need to do too much at this part of his career. People are not asking for that. A little bit lazy in some parts on the Drake end. Not talk about 21 Savage. I think 21 Savage did what he could do and had to do. He didn't really like, I wouldn't say he was like overwhelmingly stand out to me. Like, I felt like Drake sounded a little uninspired and a bit immature, very cocky, but I mean, that's rap for you. I don't really mind cocky rappers. It's part of it. And I feel like it had a lot of bars aimed at women, but I don't know if any of them were valid criticisms. And also, in a way where they just pressing marketing, even though I think the album is a gimmick, but it was making fun of gimmicks by doing the fake tiny desk and the fake, like, this was lacking something. The album itself, like, to me, is not a standout, and I don't know really what I was expecting from 21 Savage or Drake. Standout tracks, I went over this, but I'm gonna make it real quick. Middle of the Ocean, for sure. Hours in Silence, Spin About You, but y'all know me. The rating, I'm gonna give this album a 3 out of 5. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what other videos y'all want to see. I definitely have like a lot of ideas in the back of my head, but also I underestimated how long this filming, editing stuff takes, and I'm a one-woman show with this for now.